and welcome to my channel. I'm Lydia with Raindrop, Lila, and today I am going to do a share. I'm basically going to go through my yellow roses kits so you guys can see what is included in each kit. So this kit is, or this collection I should say, is really huge. I have multiple kits in this collection because gosh, when I start to create, I just keep going, and then I'll start with, I'm inspired with something, and I go into a direction, and then I keep adding to it, and then I don't want to not release them because I want to use them. And usually when I use them in my journals, I'll get questions. Where's that from? Where can I get that from? So then I decided to just make a huge collection. Now you don't have to purchase every single kit, although for me, I love to have a huge amount of printables to work with because then I'll go through and I'll pick which ones I want to work with. And if I'm making multiple journals, here's the thing. You don't have to, I have a hard time using the same thing over and over again if I'm going to make like 2 or 3 journals. I hate doing that, like where you're just repeating things. So if you're repeating and making a lot of journals, you can make a collection of yellow themed journals. And then when you print out, you can choose like different art images for each journal. And it still has like it's still like a collection that has the same theme, but each one will be really different, right? So that's important to me. Plus, I love to be able to choose. I don't want to be limited, like, okay, you have just this to work with and you have to use these. I feel like when I'm limited with what I work with, then everything looks the same. So if I come back to work with those pieces again, it doesn't give me as many options, right? This is why I make my kits so huge, because I love all the options that it brings me. And if you feel overwhelmed by having so many options, one of the things to do is look at the different collections and just pick 1 or 2, you know, or just pick your favorite pieces and work with your favorite pieces, right? That's what I do. I'll pick the ones that I love using, and then I'll pick from each collection 1 or 2 pages or whatever. Okay, so I'm so excited about this collection. I love it, and I want to share with you guys what it looks like and kind of some of my thought process and ideas so that if you guys do pick this up, you are inspired. Maybe I'll give you guys some ideas of how to use it or what my thought process was behind creating these kits, okay? Okay, so let's start here. So basically, I have standard page printables and I have layout printables. So there's like a difference between those. So the regular printable, the regular printable, like this one, like you'll see, this is just like the patterns, right? So this is like a full sheet of patterns. So this is my Cottage Core Rose collection. And these are all just some really beautiful images of this is like a vintage wallpaper, like floral wallpaper. And then I have the stripe. I just love this stripe. So these are perfect if you want to really customize your layouts and you kind of want to, you know what you want to do. And these give you more options. This one's more yellow and this is more cream, the background. This has like a vintage, this is like almost like a shabby sheet with the wood grain on there. And then this one doesn't have the wood grain. So I love having both options. And then here's another background print. So these are great as backgrounds. What I love to do is I love to actually mix everything kind of together. I'll use my layouts and then I'll use these. And for these, you can actually add your own photos. You can add a little bit of like coffee dyed paper for journaling space if you wanted to, or you can layer different bits and pieces, like you can get the cabinet cards and layer those on there if you wanted to. So that's what these are, basically background pages, right? And then I have for the Cottage Core roses, I also have my, let's see if I don't have it in order. I also have the layouts for these. I actually sorted them by how I have them in my computer. Okay, so that's why I don't have them together. Okay, let's go with these. Okay, so then I have the yellow roses. No, these are the layouts. Oh, they're right here, actually. They are next in line. Oops. Okay, so these are basically, you can definitely mix match everything. Everything I think works really well together. But if you want, if you love these background pages and you want layouts already made for you, right? And kind of collaged already, then I have these two. And I have the tall layouts and the standard layouts. And I actually have to recreate each one. So I keep them separate so that if you wanted the standard ones, you can get the standards. Or if you want the tall ones, you can get the tall ones. And I always try to have sales for you guys because I know the economy isn't so great for certain people. So I always do try to have sales so that if you love working with multiple digitals, you can purchase more for a less price, right? You can basically buy almost double the amount. Okay, so basically here are the standards and the tall. And I love these so much. I think they're so pretty. Okay, here's the first one. I'm going to show them to you guys kind of together so you get a feel of how they look. So this is a tall. So it's the same idea, except this one's tall and this one's standard. So the thing is, though, when I go in to design it, I have to make sure that they fit, right? And so sometimes it takes more work to design the tall ones because I usually start with the standard. Okay, and then here's the standard one. Isn't that just so pretty? I love these vintage prints. Oh my gosh, these images. So basically the layout's already done for you. It makes it really easy and faster to create a journal because you have so many elements already there. And so like this right here, you have the space for journaling. You just add it to your journal. And isn't that just so pretty? And you can mix and match these and you can layer on top. You can add like, if you buy the kits, like if you get the tags or the cabinet cards, you can cut them out and layer them over or paper clip them in just to add more detail. Okay, so that's and this one is, oh my gosh, this is like my favorite. Isn't that so cute? The little baby on the bird. Oh my gosh, I love that. And here's this one. And then I also included a collage one like this, so that you can actually come in again and add your own print on top of that, like your own art image or your focal point, or maybe you want to use your own photos. So these are already collaged with the florals and the different background designs. And then you can come in and add on top of them too. These are also great right here. Okay, so these, let's see how I have them. Okay. So these are also great for writing because you have that white space, or you can frame a photo in here if you wanted to, or an art image. And again, I liked both. I liked actually, you'll see these are very similar. I like the old paper on there, but I also liked having both of these. So I just gave you guys both options. Okay, isn't this so cute? I love this image with the little children. Isn't that just so sweet? And there's a tall one. Okay, I'm going to try to go faster. Let's go like this. And then this image, isn't this so cute? I love this one so much. So you can see there's like a variation in the way they look. Because when you create, I was going to mention also, when you create something like in the standard layout, visually, it's going to be different than when you create in the tall layout. There's certain design aspects that you have to consider for it to be pleasant, like to the eye. So you'll see sometimes there'll be variations in the design. Okay, like this one, there's some variation in this one. Is this the same one? I'm confused. This is the same one right here. So I actually went back in and I changed some things so it's not exactly the same layout, because this is just, it just had to be a little bit different so it could be visually appealing, if that makes sense. Okay, and then I have this one with the flowers. I love these vintage prints. Aren't they just so pretty? Okay, so that's my cottage core roses layouts. Okay, and then we saw the backgrounds and the tall. Okay, so I have these, and then I also had, I also have like just the tag kit with these as the backgrounds, because it just got so big it had to be its own kit. And then I have another tag kit which has more, let's see, where are they? Cottage core tags, this is it. And then I have another one for the yellow roses layouts. That was more like, it's more of an elegant look. Whereas this is elegant too, but I think it has more of a cottage core feel because of the big like cabbage roses. Okay, so I have smaller tags with the prints, and I love using just these tags like this, because then you can come in and you can create kind of like, you can collage on them. You can add your own thing to these, right? You can add labels. And then I added a few details on these so that they're a little bit embellished, but you can still add to these, right? And then these are even more embellished, and they have like the focal point on there, right? But I always like to go extra and add like little bits of pieces of lace to them or ribbons. Okay, so here is another, this is a larger size tag. I want to show you guys the different sizes. I have 3 sets of 3 different sizes. Okay, so I have, this one is a smaller one. This one is like a medium. And then these are the tall tags, right? And so there are these. Isn't this just so cute with the images? I love them. Okay, and then I have the tall ones. And you know, you can actually layer the smaller ones. Like, you can layer the small ones on the tall tags, right? You can make like a little pocket on there if you wanted to. Okay, and another thing, you can even cut the tag out so that, or the image out so that it's more of a journaling card if you want to frame it or do something different with the art images, right? Isn't that just so cute? And then this one. I feel like some of these have like really cute type of images, whereas this one, this collection is a little bit more elegant. I don't know. But they all work together, I think. They all will work really well together. Let's move on to the yellow roses layouts. Let's see, yellow roses layouts. These are the tall standard. I want to see the yellow backgrounds, the yellow roses backgrounds. I'm going to do this one first. Okay. So this is more of like your elegant background, very vintage wallpaper. Okay, so this I love this too. Isn't this just so beautiful? This has got to be one of my favorites. And so is this one. Actually, I have a lot of favorites. I love this one too. And this, I think I turned them upside down again. Okay. And then with the roses, isn't that just so pretty? And then this one, I love this one too. I think this one goes like this. No, it goes like this. I don't think it matters actually, but okay. And then this one, isn't that pretty? This is like a gold. And then this is one of my favorites too. I just love this vintage wallpaper. Just love it. And then these two, now you'll see that this is more of a mustard yellow and this is paler, but I love both. And I think that they work really well for a yellow journal. So I wanted to include both because this way you can kind of go into different directions. You can do a more summery one with these colors, or maybe you need more contrast and you want to use this one, or maybe you're using it for like a fall theme and you like the mustard color. I love both, so I just went with both of them since I created them, right? Or since I edited them that way. And then I have this one. This is so pretty too. And then I have these. And so this is yellow, and then you have the green. And then, now I was going to mention that everything that I have here that you see is printed so far on just regular copy paper from Costco. So that's how I print mine. If you want a deeper color, or if you want like a little bit more vibrant color, I would suggest using a premium paper. And when I get to the marbled paper, I will show you guys the difference, because there is a difference when you use like a marbled paper, or not a marble paper, excuse me, when you use a premium paper, or a paper that maybe like your printer makes. So when I use like an Epson paper, because I have the Epson printer, it prints better if I get the premium paper, right? But I have, oh my gosh, which is the paper? I'll show you guys in just a minute, because I wrote down on a sticky note the difference so that I can show you guys. And probably more towards the end of the video, I'll talk about the different papers. Okay, so here's another one. And I just love this. This is probably one of my favorites also. I keep saying that, but I love this one too. They're just some of my favorites. These right here are great because they are very subtle, and they are, okay, so this is the one. Okay, so these right here are basically, they're great for backing papers, like if you want to back something up. And they're also very, they're not so busy, so you can journal on them. These are just really great background papers. And on the screen, these two are actually, there's more of a difference than what you'll see here. Here, it's so slight, like it's barely noticeable, but I'll show you guys. Okay, this one, and this one. Okay, so this is what the difference is. This is the Hammer Mill premium paper. I didn't realize I had printed this already. Okay, so this is copy paper, and this is the Hammer Mill premium paper. Do you see the detail? There's more detail in here than in here. This is very muted. Now, I'm not saying not to use the regular copy paper, but if you print on premium paper, you will get more detail and richer colors. Okay, so if you have a favorite paper or a favorite design or something really special, I would totally go with the premium paper. And it's also fun to experiment to see the differences, right? Okay, so, and then here's I don't know if you can see. Let's go like this. So this is the premium paper. This is the copy paper. Okay, so it's fun to experiment to try to see what the differences are in the different papers. You don't have to use a premium paper, but it's fun to try things out. Okay, so there's that one. Now I have the layouts that I used some of those background pages. So this is my tall Maybe I should show them to you guys kind of like this because it's kind of the same idea like I did last time. Oh, wait, I need to go like this. Okay, so here's this. Isn't this so pretty? It's just so soft and beautiful. I love these blues too. So this is the tall one. Okay, and then I have this one. So now this one is a little bit, you can see it's a little bit faded. It's a very old French, I think it's French, document that I used. And a lot of my images, I actually edit them and I clean things up. But sometimes you're just going to use them the way they are because it kind of adds to the look of something old, right? Okay, and then these, I love this layout so much. It's just so simple, but so, so pretty. Okay, and I love this one too. Isn't that just so pretty? Okay, and then these are this is the frame. And again, you can cut out the frame and you can tuck something in. You can add, for the frames, you can actually maybe glue down some acetate to make a window, right? And you can tuck something in underneath. You can actually cut just like 3 sides and have it open up. There's so many options for these. Or you can frame a photo. And then isn't this beautiful? Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, I have 2 in here for some reason. Okay, I actually ended up printing multiple pieces because when I create, a lot of times I'm creating kind of like, I just go with inspiration. And so I don't create each page in order that I'm showing you guys here. I'll create a page and then move on to something else. And it's kind of very fluid, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like as organized. And so then I have to go and put them together again, or print them. And so sometimes I end up printing multiples because I don't realize that I already printed them. Isn't that just so pretty? And then this with all the layers. Oh my gosh. These do take a lot of time because I do a lot of editing and extracting and just layering. I do all of that in Photoshop. And for this one, I actually hand colored it in Photoshop with just like a paintbrush and my mouse because I didn't, yeah, that's just what I use right now, but it's okay. I love the way they came out, and I love this too. I did all the layering. So, so pretty. I think this is one of my favorites also. I love this image too. Oh my gosh. Of this girl, but I actually love this whole layout. Isn't that just so pretty? And then here's the tall. And then this one I love too. Isn't that just so cute? So romantic. Yeah, I think that's the feel of this collection. I feel like it's very romantic. The yellow roses. And so I have, maybe I'm thinking that's why I like to separate them a little bit, because this is more of a romantic feel. And then the cottage core has like really cute elements to it also, right? But of course, I think you can totally mix and match them. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I want to find the tags so you guys can see. Oops, my light. Okay, so this is the yellow roses tags for the kits that I just showed you guys. Goes with this kit. And again, I tried to use a lot of different like vintage and antique art that are different from the layouts. Sometimes you'll see 1 or 2 pieces that are the same because they're so good. I just want to use them again. But most of the time you will get different images. So if you buy the layouts, technically if you're trying to just get a few pieces, you can just get the layouts and the tags, or maybe you can get just the backgrounds and then the tags, because the tags will have a lot of like visual impact, right? I spent a lot of time kind of making these so that they have a lot of visual impact, right? And this kit, again, this tag kit is huge. There's a lot of tags and in different sizes. Okay, I also include some neutral tags where they're plainer so that you can collage on them, write on them, add lace, or do some different things so you have more options, right? I love these art pieces. Aren't they just so pretty? And then I have the vintage roses. I have these. I always try to print my, is this the same? This is a duplicate. Okay. So I always try to print on cardstock, but this one I actually printed on regular paper. You can print on regular paper and then glue this down to cardstock. But it's easier for me to print on cardstock and then go from there. So you're not like doing two steps, right? So these are the pretty backgrounds. These are the pretty backgrounds. I got some yellow documents. Here are the tall tags. Aren't they just so pretty? Oh my gosh, I love these so much. And you got to keep in mind that you can actually reuse these, not just in a yellow journal, but we have neutrals here. So these can actually work for a lot of different kits too. Isn't that pretty too? I love these. Oh my gosh. And then this. Isn't she just so cute? I just love them. Okay, and then you have the birds here. Isn't that so pretty? I love this art image too right here. Isn't that pretty? And I love with the roses and the bits of, with the lace. And then I have some more tall tags. The tall tags are really great for using with tall journals, but you can use these with tall journals too. I just like the way the tall ones look also with the journal. And then these ones, you have the labels on the bottom, and these are so great. They can make like little tuck spots. They're a great embellishment for a page. I just love these. If you look at my videos of my flip throughs of my journals, I use little tags like this a lot in my journals. Okay, here's, like, I use this one again, and I think I use this one again. They're just so cute. So these right here I used again, but a lot of the ones I showed previously I didn't use. And then these. Aren't these so pretty? So these are perfect for like writing a quote or a Bible verse or even like a note. These are great for presents too. If you're doing a gift for somebody, you can write a note and add it to a present. Isn't that pretty? I've actually done that a lot where I use my background printables as wrapping paper. And then I'll use these as like a gift tag for the gift. I love these colors. Okay, and this. Okay, and then we are going to move on. I'm going to show you guys some more of the papers because I have, again, as I was creating the papers, I just wanted to, I wanted to offer them to you guys too because I love the way they turn out. So this is Elegant Yellow Backgrounds. There's so many good ones in here. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. Isn't that pretty? And then in this one, I also have a few layouts where I added different pieces, but they're still fairly neutral. So there's still backgrounds. You can still kind of layer on top. It doesn't really have like a focal point. Then I have a yellow background one. This one, I love this. I love pieces like this. I actually have a whole kit with old paper that is great for backing, like vintage paper. But I included these in here for this set. I just think they're so, so pretty. Okay, so this is also like a really great basic to get started with. And all these yellow kits will be on sale for a limited time. I have to say for a limited time because I'm not going to have my whole I don't have my whole shop on sale all the time. But if you're watching right now, I will have it on sale for a couple days. But my video will be up for, for a long time, so I'm not always going to have the sale on this yellow collection. Okay, so soft and yellow, this is another collection, and I have all these really pretty frames. And these are great, again, to kind of highlight your writing, or like maybe you can do a collage inside or add a photo. These are also great for like a baby book, I think. I used some of these designs. I think it was more of a neutral one, though, for a baby book for one of my friends. Okay, and then these are really soft. Again, they're great for backing. This one is a lot more bright, though. I wanted to make sure that they had... I love these ones right here, so I wanted to add more color so that there's some variation between those other two. Okay, so this one, too, I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so these two right here, these two are printed on hammermill paper, the premium copy paper. And then these two, when you look at these two right here on the regular copy paper, when I print them, I'm like, gosh, they look so close. This one's a little bit peachier and lighter, just barely. And then this one has more of a warm tone to it. But the difference is not that great, but when you print it on premium paper, you can see the details a little bit more. Like you can see the roses better on this one too. Do you see? I don't know if you can see the difference between these two. So these are premium and this is the copy paper. Okay? So it's Hammermill Premium Color Copy Paper. So I printed them because I was testing different stuff. And so I thought, okay, I'd show you guys the difference. Some more. I think this one's a double. Somehow I ended up with two of those. Okay, so this one is like a just document style. So pretty. So if you guys love yellow, oh my gosh. I have so many yellow kits. And these are really great for backing up anything, like your tags, your label, not labels, your tags, cabinet cards, things like that. Okay, then I'm going to show you guys the yellow wallpaper too, because, oh my gosh, so many. But I love this one too, guys. I love these patterns. Again, great for backing. Okay, I'm obsessed with this pattern. It's very muted. Do you guys see the little dot? I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. I can't see it on the screen for some reason. This is very subtle also. It's a wallpaper. I love this. I love it so much. I love that print. And this is like the grid. And then polka dots. I love polka dots. So I had the small one and the bigger polka dot. So cute. Again, these would be really cute for a baby book. So, so cute. This is like a textured one. Oh, I missed one. I have a stripe also. And then I have this like a daisy one. And then this is like a handmade paper look. See that? And then another wallpaper. So there's that one too. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to my vintage ephemera. I love this kit so much. Oh my gosh. Here. So once I made the layout with this beautiful lady, the statue, I thought, gosh, what if you want to just like cut it out and use it like in a collage? This is such a great like addition to like a fussy cut digital. So that's what I did. I added the roses. So now you guys can cut them out and make your own layouts if you wanted to, right? And then I have like the plates, this fabric piece, and then the lemons. Aren't those just so cute? These could be actually cut out and glued to like chipboard, and they could be glued to like maybe, I don't know, a paper clip. These you could cut out like this, fold it in half, and this could be like a little note that opens up. Isn't that cute? And it can have like a little word inside, like a surprise, like sweet or something, or a date, or just like a small little note. I think that's really cute. Okay, I don't know why I turned it over. Okay, I have the roses, and they have the gray background. This is how they originally were. It's a vintage um, illustration that I put together. And I do clean them up a little bit, but I love the gray with the yellow, and I left them like that. Okay, this, I love this. I think this is so cool. This is like a handkerchief. And what I did was I layered this beautiful rose illustration on here. And what you can do is cut around it, right? And fold it in half. And then this could be a journal cover. Isn't that cute? And then you can just cut the rest of your pages approximately the same or even a little bit bigger to have like layers coming out. Wouldn't that be so pretty? I love this so much. That's my inspiration for that. I want to do that. Okay, and then I have some more vintage images of the roses. Remember now, even though they are journaling cards and they're really easy to just cut out and attach to a journal, and you can journal on the inside, on the back side, you can also cut these out. You can fussy cut these so you can layer them in your journals. You can also print like 2 to a page, right? Like maybe this one and this one. And so then you can get all of these in a smaller size, like half the size. So if you wanted smaller images, you can do that. You can print them, print each sheet as a 5x7, right? I have a video on my channel how to do that. But it's super easy and it gives you more options, right? Okay, this could be a mini journal. You can cut this out and fold it in half, and this could be your cover for the journal. Isn't that cute? I think it's so pretty. And then I included it small like this. And then I have the different pieces of ephemera that could be layered in a journal. Okay, and then I have these pieces. And then I love these. Aren't these pretty? So cute. Oh my gosh. And then the angel. And then I have this here too. I love this. This is like the wedding. So pretty. And then this, again, this could be ephemera. You can cut each one out and glue them together. You can leave one side open so it becomes a pocket and you can tuck something in. You can actually make this into a mini journal and just use some lace on the spine so that it opens up, and that would be your spine, would be the lace. Or you could just use this as a journaling card. So that's why I have both of these like this, so that we got options. I love having options so that you can kind of go into any direction. So then you have multiple uses for each, piece. Aren't these just so cute? I love these vintage images. Oops. Okay, and then I have these ones too. Again, they have like a yellow theme, and I think they're so pretty. And then I have these ones. These are larger, and I think, again, they're so pretty. And then these ones, and look, the church. Isn't that just beautiful? Okay. So that was my vintage ephemera kit. you know, I collect pieces. When I decided I wanted to do the yellow collection, I've been collecting for a long time, and then I just don't want to not use them. So I was like, I have to use them. Um, so then my collections grow huge. Okay, so yellow roses haberdashery. I love, love, love making these ones also because there are so many options. And you guys know, I think most of you guys know that I have fabric textile kits that I bring to my Etsy shop. Um, I actually have like a huge haul that I did about a year ago. I needed fabric and I went looking to a couple different thrift shops. I think I went like maybe 4 different times and I bought like everything. And so now I have bins and bins full of like different textiles, and I've been matching them and curating them so that they work with some of my printables that I use. So I just released a yellow collection, but that one was pretty small because when you buy things that are vintage, you only get so much, right? So I sold out of that one really quickly, but I only had a few. So my point is that I love to make the haberdashery collections because I like to use them for my own textile kits, right? But you can use them just for paper also. But anyways, that's kind of my background. Like I'll show you guys like these I use a lot. I staple them to my fabric kits. I think they are so good. I love to use them in my journals. I staple them to like little pieces of fabric and add them to my journals. And so that's kind of the idea, and that's why I love making these and using them. I have to kind of show you guys some more ideas. I actually have a craft with me where I use this. This is like a paper spool, a faux spool. And so technically you can wrap around like your embroidery thread on them, right? You can organize them on there. But I actually make them as a design element for journals. So you can actually glue these to like chipboard or cardstock so that they're kind of like heavier. And then I'll add an eyelet to them, and then you can add a couple words, like a title to them. These can be tiny little notepads. I did that in a video where it opens up and inside you have like different pieces of paper and you can write in them. So there's so many ways to use these. I've seen other people use these as embellishments or like little dangles in a journal. You can attach them to a journal. They're just so cute. Again, you can actually wrap the thread around them and then just glue it down to a journal page. They're so cute. There's so many options. I probably have to use them more and show you guys how I use them because they're so much fun. I think I need like a huge crafting session right now with my whole yellow collection because I can't wait to kind of do everything that I envisioned for this collection. Because when I sit down to create things, I have ideas. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to make this for this. So then I want to sit down and actually create what my idea was. Okay, so these are my textile swatch my cards. So this is for textile. Like these are all basically the same with just a few variation. This is for textiles, this is for lace, and then this one doesn't have a label, so you can use it for anything. You can actually do let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, I don't have it here. You can actually do like a waterfall journal type of deal on this because it's tall, and then you can have the papers just like different sizes of paper. I hope that makes sense. So you can do that on here, but you can use them for textiles. I use these again with my textiles and in my journals. So basically what I kind of added some instructions down here, and I hope that makes sense. Basically, all you do is cut this out, right? And then fold. Basically, you're folding it in half. Fold on the line, and then you fold this flap down, right? So once you do that, your fabric goes like right here, and then you fold this part over the fabric. I'll have to show you guys. And then you can staple these pieces to your fabric just to add more detail. These are fun. I love using them. I hope that makes sense. Then I have button cards. I think these are so cute. And then I have the lace trim organizers, and I have a bunch of them. I'm just going to flip through them quickly like this. So you can actually organize your lace or trims on these. You can glue these down to chipboard to make them sturdier. You can actually, I was wanting to do this, but I don't think I did it, did I? I have a collection like this for my Cornelia's garden. And what I was thinking is to make a journal out of this, right? And then you can just decorate the cover. You can actually put what's it called? Eyelets, right? And attach them together with twine maybe. And then they can flip open almost like a tag book, but they are the spools basically, right? And so you can have different colors, different patterns, right? You can write on them, you can decorate them with images. I think this would be a really fun project. That was another project that is on my list to do. And then I have these. Again, these are some of my favorites. I love these so much. Some of them are full like this, so that you just staple it as it is. But some are just halfway. You can still staple it like the full size if you wanted to, and just add like a ribbon that you tie up there. But I usually fold them over like this, right? And you fold them over a piece of textile or a lace, and it becomes like a little tab for like the lace. So it has like that vintage look. I love using these. These are a little bit smaller than these. These are a little bit bigger, and then these are larger. And always remember, you can take these and print them half the size, or 2 per page, or 3 per page to get different sizes. I've done really small ones of those too, because I love all things mini. Oh my gosh, I've been talking so much. Okay, so let's move on. Framed art. I love these too. Oh my gosh. These are really great as like journal covers, or like a journal, like you can add a ribbon to it and it can become a closure. You can glue 2 of these together and add a ribbon underneath, and it can become a closure for your journal, or a journal topper. Maybe that's what it's called, a journal topper. Okay, so that's kind of my idea for these. But you can definitely also use these in a journal as just like a really great focal point, right? Like, look at these. Aren't they just so pretty? And I have like the roses. This elegant lady, isn't she just beautiful? And then this image, and then these ones. I love these for like a maybe like a prayer book, or a Bible study journal, because this, to me, it looks like she's praying, right? And so you can have this for a prayer book. And this one I would do with the Psalms, right? Or with songs, song lyrics maybe. And then look at the kids dancing. Isn't that so sweet? So I love these. I think they're so great, and they will work with anything. I mean, my theme was yellow, but I think that they will really go with any, they're a great addition to any journal, really. And for these ones, I loved using the vintage wallpaper, because it kind of like showcases them. Like, look, this is an art piece. And I love that. But you can also add like little like labels. I'm looking to see if I have any labels nearby to show you guys. Let's just pretend this is a label. I have flashcard labels, printables. But what you can do is cut out words, and you can layer them, or you can just ink the edges and lay them down so they stand out more. And you can add your title, maybe for your journal, or for that page, or for the signature. It could go on the cover of the signature of your journal, and you can have like part 1, or a certain title for your journal, right? or my journey, my story, my journal, you know. That was my idea for these. But I think that the options are really limitless. You can just go in any direction with those. Okay, so I have Yellow Roses Ephemera 2. This is another kit that I made. This is kind of like what some of it looks like. I added this huge library card, lots of space. This is great to cut out and just tuck into your journal. I have these pieces, again, that you can use. I have tickets, and then I have smaller ones. Well, these are larger than this one, but I have just kind of different sizes so that you basically what I would do is just cut everything out and have them available to work with, right? And then I have the roses, and I have really large ones and then slightly smaller, right? And again, these I would just cut out and have them ready to work with. These are great for layering, just for adding some detail to your pages. You can layer them on top of like these, the library cards, right? So I wanted to have some fussy cut roses. Aren't they just so pretty? You can also print these smaller. Don't forget about that because I love tiny things. So I do that a lot. Then I have these. Aren't these so pretty? I love them. So basically you can take some of these roses from the kit, the fussy cut ones, and you know, make your own basically pieces where you layer them like I did here. I did this digitally in Photoshop, but you can do that too. You can take like an old piece of like mailer, like, or craft some type of craft paper, layer some lace, and then add like a rose cutout, right? You can do that too, but these are already made, so you can use them for making your own ephemera. There's so many options here. And then, which one should I do next? Let's do this one. This one's huge, so we'll do that one later. Yellow Roses add-on. I'm going to try to go faster. These are corner pockets. You can cut them out. You can actually layer the smaller ones on top of the larger ones, so you have a double pocket. You can use this in mini journals for like a smaller pocket. I love having both options. I have journaling cards right here. They're so pretty and decorative for a journal. Here are some simpler ones. You can add writing on here. You can cut out words and glue them down on there. Even on these ones too, they would be so pretty. Okay, and then I have mini journaling cards. I love using these also. And then I got Viewfinders. Viewfinders are back. I haven't made these in a while, and for this collection, I thought, okay, I want to make some Viewfinders. These are really fun as tuck spots. I usually use a brad to attach them to my page. You can also glue them down, and then you can tuck something in. But if you use a brad, you can turn them. So they're very interactive, and it just makes a journal really fun. I like to fidget with things a lot. And so having like a tactile experience in your journal is very, it's very pleasant. I don't know how to explain it, but it's nice to be able to move things, to pull things out, to flip things out. So this is just one of those things that you can add some movement, and it just adds to the experience of a journal. Okay, and I have these ones too. These are my washi tape strips. I love to, you can actually write words or print out words or cut out words and layer them, or you can just use them as they are because they are so, so pretty. I love all these designs, and when I made them, I made sure that I added them so that they look really pleasant when you use them. I used, like you have the roses, so they create a lot of impact on your pages. When you use them, you can add it for a pop of color or just for some more detail to your pages or to your journaling, right? I love those. I haven't made those in a while either, because when I add everything, I keep making so many different pieces, the kits just get really, really, really large. But this time I was like, I want to make those again. I'm going to show you guys this one next. This one, again, I had a vintage book cover, and I thought this would be so great for making a journal, right? You have your page right here. You just fold it. I made the spine fairly thick so that you can actually fit multiple signatures in there. You can even fold it in half and make it thinner if you wanted to. You can add lace to the spine. There's so many options to this. There is a white border around it, a very small one. My printer cuts out part of it. So you will see it's not exactly like, I guess it's not that centered, but I'll have to trim these off. But I added the white border so that when you print it, it doesn't cut off part of the design. So see how you have like the edge. So anyway, so I made the book cover smaller than the actual page, if that makes sense, right? So that you get the full design on there. And I have so many colors. So this is really great if you love this kit. If you love using something like this for making journals, I have all the colors, and I just wanted to show you guys real quick. These are all printed on cardstock. Okay, so this one's more pink. This one has more of a like warm color to it. This is almost like an in-between, like a peachy pink. This is a pink, and this is more of an orange almost. I hope that makes sense. And then I have the blue, the green, I have cream, yellow. I have so many colors. I just wanted to make sure I included a variety so that they are very, very versatile, and you can use them for multiple projects. Okay, so there's that one. And then I have this one I just finished last night. My Yellow Roses Bible journaling kit. I have multiple verses that I used. And this is inspired basically by the song. It's a Psalms 13 song. And it's about pouring your heart out before God and basically expressing your emotions. And then once you express your emotions, you move on to trusting God. And then I have different encouraging Bible verses about trusting God. And so that's kind of the idea for this kit. And then I have like different, these are like the definitions. I have different words right here that you can cut out. I have the library cards. I have these two with the verses. And then this one's blank, but it has the really pretty flower overlay on there. And then this one has the roses on the bottom. Okay, so when I originally made this, I had a simple version. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to include the simple version too with this since I already have it made like that. So that if somebody wants to use these for a different journal that's not yellow, you have that option also. So I have that, and then the one with the yellow theme. Okay, and then I have the ledger. I love this. This is great for journaling. These are so pretty. Okay, so that's my Bible journaling kit. This is my DIY cards kit. I have a couple of these that I made from my different collections. I have the envelopes. These are the coin envelopes. I think I have them. Okay, I think this is how they're supposed to be. There we go. I had them upside down. Oops. Okay, so this is what they look like. So if you love making cards, this makes it super easy. I love to use these actually in my journals too. I missed one. But you can print these out, cut them out, and then you can make basically your own stationery set. Now, I've had requests from people to actually sell these commercially, and these are only for your personal use and for like journaling. Like if you're gonna use these, you can't just take them and print them and sell them, right? You have to use it as a supply. You got to add your own creativity to it. So you can add some lace. If you want to make your own cards, if you want to sell them, you can't just print and cut and sell. You got to add something to it, right? So that it's actually handmade. That's kind of the idea. I don't do print and like you buy the kit and you take it and print it and sell it commercially, because I'm hoping actually in the future to be able to do that myself, where I actually do the printing. Okay. But you can definitely use them in your journals that you sell. You can definitely use them when you're making your projects. Okay, so those are it. And then, let's see. I also have my marbled end pages. I wanted to save that to the end so you guys can kind of see. Okay, so this is regular Costco paper. I love these, by the way. They're pretty different for me. I feel like they're super different, but they're so, so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the Costco copy paper. This is the Hammermill premium color copy paper. Do you see the difference? I think it's amazing. I think that the detail is amazing, and I love these. I love these so much. If you guys pick up these kits and you guys use them, you're on Instagram or YouTube, I love it if you tagged Raindrop Lila, because then when we look online, we can all see what other people are doing with these kits, right? So I love that. Okay, so this one is the Hammermill, and this is the Costco paper. So can you see the difference? There's more detail in this one than that one. And it's a little bit more vibrant. Here's another one. So pretty. This one is also the premium. I love this one too. How beautiful are these paper? Okay, here's the difference again. This one's the same. So this one's the Hammermill, and this is the Costco. So I'm not saying Costco is bad. I don't think the Costco copy paper is bad. I think it still does a good job. But if you're looking for premium, it's going to look better, right? I love this design too, guys. Oh my gosh. And this is one of my favorites. So I printed it on the Hammermill. See that? You can just see there's more detail in that. It's a glossier finish, so I think that the ink probably sits better on it than on like a regular. This one's more faded. This is a softer image, and this is just more detailed. This is how I designed them, or how I edited them, excuse me, because these are all vintage original end pages, right? So, but I wanted one to be softer and one to have more detail, right? Okay, so this is this is the Hammermill premium paper, and then this is the Costco. Again, you can see the difference, right? Okay, and then I have these. Okay, this one is, again, this one's the premium, and then this is the regular copy paper. I think it's amazing. The difference is amazing, especially in these ones. And then these two. They're so pretty. I hope you guys love them. I think they're a little bit different than like just pretty paper. It's very, I don't know, I just love this look, this vintage. It's just so pretty. Very, very unique papers. These are my cabinet card. images, and they have, again, a lot of vintage pieces. How pretty is that? So these are, I have the art images here, and then I have these ones that don't have images inside, but they're kind of cream. I colored them so that you can print them and you can write on them. So they can be like journaling cards almost. You can also cut them out and you can make your own like frame or anything, basically. You can even make like a what looks like a slide, right? You know how they have the like the botanical slides. You can do something like that with these. So many options. Again, this is a pretty big kit. Lots and lots of pieces and lots of options, right? And then I have this one. This one's not done yet, but I'm hoping I will finish it by the time my video is edited and posted. So this right here, I had to make a photo, an aesthetic photo kit because I love photos so much. My husband and I used to do professional photography back in the day. We did weddings and stuff. So I love using photos, real photos in my journals. So I also love to use aesthetic photos in my journals and instant looking photos, right? So this is what I have so far. I have this one. I just think they look like summer. I also included a ton of inspirational titles or prompts on here because I love to use these. I think that they inspire me to write, or they kind of like, they give me inspiration for journaling when I have these and I can use them. I can cut them out. And since there's so much space, I just decided to fill some of that space up with words. So you can use them or you don't have to use them. But again, I have the path here. I love this because you have like the spring day. It looks like golden hour. And it's like such a beautiful, like a beautiful place to walk in nature. It's just so pretty. And then I have like the roses and the flowers. A lot of these, some of these, I edited all of them, but some of these have like a heavier artistic type of edits. I spent a lot of time on those because that's something I used to do a lot of, is editing photos. So I kind of wanted to just kind of play around. And I did that on some of them that I felt like would work really well. And then here's some more. They're just really beautiful images. Got the robin, the eggs, the bird eggs. And then the little bird and the birdhouse. So cute. Oh my gosh. And then there's this beautiful castle. Isn't that just so pretty? Okay, and then of course I included this. I included the image of the hammock because that just reminds me of summer, just taking a break and just like relaxing. I love that. And so I have the color version. This is a lot of images and they're great because you can use them in any journal really. And then I have a sepia one. And so some of these images are in here, but I also have some new images in here that are just in this kit. And this one has different sentiments. So this is really great for like a prayer journal. But the images are really neutral. You can use them for any journal really, right? So this one is like this one, see that? But it's in sepia. So I edited all these so that we have this beautiful sepia colors to it. Isn't that just so pretty? So these will be coming to my shop also. And I can't wait to make a journal, guys. I actually am preparing to start a journal with a yellow kit. So what else I did was I went through and I printed everything that I have that has yellow in it because I love to have just a huge collection to choose from. So I have these labels. I have the tickets. And what I do is I'll like sit down and maybe watch a movie with my kids and just cut everything out so I have it ready. for when I'm working on my journal. And it's nice to have different pieces of ephemera and just different pieces to work with. I also printed out some of my butterfly kit. I have some huge butterflies. Well, I have like a lot of huge butterflies. I made a butterfly journal, um, a butterfly shaped journal last year with this kit. And I have a craft with me if you guys wanted to see, but I printed these out so I could use some of the yellow themed one or even other colors I can use in the journal, really, because there's no rules. But I think that'll be pretty maybe for the journal, just to have some more things that I add to it. Okay, and then I have these. I printed them 4 to a page. They're actually full sheet. These are my French documents, I think. And then this is a French document. I printed the yellow one, and I printed multiple colors because I love these. Aren't they so pretty? Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm going to print these so I can use them. And then I also printed some tickets because I could cut out the yellow ones again. And then I love that I have words there that I could use. I always love adding words to my my work. And then I also printed these out. I accidentally printed the butterflies on the back. That's okay. But these are great for journaling cards. So I printed a bunch of stuff to use with my yellow kit. So I recommend that if you're going to make a journal with a certain theme, go through all your printables, go through all your stuff, and print out everything you have or collect everything you have that you like to work with. And then you go from there. Then you choose like the ones you pick from. That's kind of what I did. This is a stack of what I have to work with. Oh my gosh. I'm curious to see what I'm going to make out of these because this is a huge, I mean, this is, I don't know if you can see how thick it is. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of paper. That's a lot of kits. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I show you guys the collection. And I hope that you guys, you know what? Let me know what you guys would love to see me use from this collection. I'd love to hear what you guys would love to see me make. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys enjoy this video or if you guys enjoy my content, please hit the like button and follow so that you don't miss any of my future content. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.